After pledging to finish the job in Afghanistan, President Obama will announce his war strategy Tuesday night from West Point Military Academy. Democratic strategist Josh Gottheimer joins us, as well as Republican strategist Doug Heye. Josh, I'll start off with you. Some reports out there have said that we're looking at about 35,000 troops. Others have indicated that only the president really knows what he plans to announce. But we do know that there's an increase. The president, though, pledging that he's going to finish the job. Josh, what do you make of that comment?
Well, I think he's going to make a strong argument Tuesday night and sell this war to the American people of exactly what we need, what it's going to take to go in there, clearly finish the job, and over what timeline he's hoping to get that done and what the goals look like. I mean, I think the American people need to hear from the Commander-in-Chief just exactly what it will take, and obviously after 8 years of a war in Iraq where President Bush wasn't as clear and rushed to war without a plan to win the peace and took his eye off the ball in Afghanistan, I think they want to hear from President Obama exactly what this is going to take to get it done.
Doug, a CNN opinion research poll asked, do you favor or oppose the war in Afghanistan? 45% favor, according to this poll. 52% oppose it. Again, we don't know the exact number of troops, but we know that there will be an increase. Will the president get support from Republicans who over the last few weeks have said, in the case of former Vice President Dick Cheney, that he was dithering? Will he get support when he makes this announcement on Tuesday from Republicans?
He absolutely will. You know, there's obviously been a lot of talk. You certainly talked about it over this year about Republicans who, whether or not they want the president to succeed or not succeed. This is an area where we want the president to succeed. This is of absolute critical importance domestically and obviously with the foreign policy. The real problem has been really on the timeline. You know, I was watching the movie Airplane the other day, and there's a scene where the captain says that he can't estimate when they're going to land for another 2 hours, and Leslie Nielsen says, you can't tell me for another 2 hours? It seems to be that's what the president's strategy is right now. He's made up his mind, but he's not telling us for another 6 days. I'd like to hear now. I think a lot of people would have liked to have heard last week or the week before, especially if it's a decision that we want to support.
But what about those who say he was being deliberate? As Josh pointed out, this war, by most admissions on all sides, has been handled poorly. It was called the forgotten war. Many other things that I could point out that went out over the past 8 years of this. So now you have a president who is said to be thoughtfully thinking, listening to the military side of it as well as the intellectual side. Why not wait until Tuesday rather than continually criticize? I mean, on one end you just said, yes, he will get the Republicans to support him, but you could not just end it there. You had to say, but, you know, he did this, this, and this over the last few days.
Well, I want to support Reverend Cleaver and say I'm not going to complain today. But, you know, it's obviously of critical importance, and Republicans want to support him. And, you know, if he's made up his mind, let's go ahead and get this. Let's get the decision out there. You know, nobody needs to know this more than the troops who are on the ground and the generals who are really implementing these plans. And that's where it comes to critical importance.
Josh, but real quick, Josh, let me ask you about the payment. You've got Democrats, a few anyway, who say, listen, we need a war surtax. You've got Speaker Pelosi saying that there's unrest about how to pay for it. So on one hand, you've got the Republicans, at least some say they will support this announcement, but you've got very concerned Democrats out there who may want to box the president in when it comes to how to pay for this.
Well, I think Democrats are concerned because of the 8 years that we took our eye off the ball in Afghanistan, took our eye off the ball on Osama bin Laden, and of course put our homeland in jeopardy, because obviously none of us want to see the next step, which is another attack, another 9/11. So I think people have a right to be concerned, which is exactly what the president why he's taken the time here to really push the generals to understand clearly what it's going to cost, what's the timeline, what exactly success looks like, what's going to happen in Afghanistan, what are they going to do, and what's the stake in the game for them on the ground. So that's why I think you've seen people raise questions, and I think the president Tuesday night is going to answer those questions. I hope, as my friend Doug has said, that the Republicans don't play politics with this. This is about the troops and winning a war and making sure we get done what we need to get done. And I really believe that's what's going to happen beginning Tuesday night.
All right,
you know, Tamron, very quickly, I think to answer your question about Democrats boxing him in, this tax policy is a great example of that, and it's a problem, demonstrates the problem the president has with his own party. Just his poll numbers have dropped. It's a real problem.
You always have people on both sides who are quipping and raising issues. I don't see that as